Hey guys, just a quick video myself and Teal decided to make. Figs Teale. Okay, so I just wanted to share a video that I share a lot with couples in our office when they come to see me. I say our office, but rarely Teal and I sit with a couple at the same time, but we do share the space. So one of the things that happens a lot in relationship, and certainly happens with you and me, is despite whatever level of expertise you have, God, it looks weird, like one of my eyes is smaller than the other with the angle that I'm at.
I've always noticed that about you.
I wear like a small little eye.
Just one.
But yeah, so one of the things that happens, even if you become an expert at all of this, like, you know, understanding your vulnerable feelings and understanding the other person's really feeling vulnerable, they're not just being mean, and that you get in cycles with each other, is that no matter how brilliant you're going to get at this, you're going to get in cycles. You're going to fight. It's going to hurt like hell, and you're not going to be able to get out of it for some period of time. Now, hopefully that period of time is only a few seconds, right? But you're never going to get to a place where you're not going to fight at all. You're just biologically not built like that. Because love is so important, because connection is so important, when it looks to you like the person that means the most to you to be there for you is not there for you in some way that you have a sensitive spot around, you're going to feel hurt, you're going to get reactive, even if it's only for a few seconds. Especially my wife, Teal. She gets very reactive. Not me. I'm like an angel. I am like the Dalai Lama and some other religious figures all rolled up into one. I don't want to mention other religious figures because the people might get upset with me. But anyway, so basically you're definitely going to get hurt. You're just going to get hurt, right? So I tell the story because people always think, like, if I get really, really good at all this stuff, Figs, that you're telling me, and on like all this emotionally focused therapy stuff, then like I'll never ever have to get in a fight with my wife or husband. Not gonna happen. You're definitely gonna fight for the rest of your life, right? But the most important thing, the magic happens in the repair. How long does it take you to give yourself and your love, your partner, your spouse, whatever you call them, your little nunu, your little niki tiki too.
Cinnabon.
Cinnabon.
That's what I'd like you to call me.
Cinnabon. Oh, new name. I like Cinnabon.
Notice.
So,
Cinnabon.
It goes with your new hairstyle. I like it. So my little Cinnabon, right? So I don't even know what I was saying now. I got so distracted. What was I saying?
The story that you tell about us that helps straight to client.
Before that, but what was the whole point about this little Cinnabon?
We were talking about with
your
partner.
It's just like, I know it's like something about, like, yeah, the magic's in the repair. How long does it take you and your partner? How long does it take you to give yourself and your partner a chance to repair, right? You're going to get in conflict. How do you minimize the amount of time that you spend in your cycle, what do we call our cycle?
Dueling Geminis.
Dueling Geminis. That will give you a sense of how fucked up our cycle is. Well, I'm fucked up. I'm actually the Gemini. She's just pseudo pretend Gemini. But okay, so here's what I was going to do. I was going to tell you the story about, like, you know, about I'm trying to get more even with you. I'm so big compared to you. Look at this. Like,
I'm way back there.
But like, I'm a monster.
You are.
I hate the fire.
You're Shrek.
I do. I look like Shrek. Would you look at the size of my head? Look at that. Look at the size of my head.
But I'm unusually just like...
You're a little small, but like, I'm like, look at that. I'm sorry. Sorry for such a big head. I do have a bit of a big head too. That's why I make the videos. But anyway, besides that. Okay, so here's what I was going to say. Here's the story we tell, right? Mm-hmm. So one day, a couple of years ago now, right? We're taking, our dog, like, you know, gets really hot or whatever here in San Francisco, September, October. And our dog still had this, like, crazy big mane of hair. Right? Sorry, hold on. She's Labradoodle, right?
Fluffy.
But we like, fluffy. We like her looking fluffy. We don't want her to look like a poodle. We don't want her to look like a show dog. We like our dog to look like a friggin' mangy, scruffy, there's a real dog straight out of the woods, right?
Mangy, especially.
Well, very mangy. Mangy is in.
Okay.
Right? But, of course, there's a limit to how mangy, there's a limit to how mangy your dog can be. Because people think you're a bad dog owner.
That's true.
I know. So anyway, I was very proud of myself. I actually booked a grooming, and I brought Zephr. I walked her from my house. It's like almost 2 miles down to the groomers. Yeah, it was far. It was a long walk. Yeah. So I brought Zephr down to get groomed, and I was so proud of myself because, of course, as a withdrawer, all I want to do is have Teal be happy with me, right? And that she would actually be, yes, he really showed up for me, and I could feel like, okay, everything is okay. So anyway, bring her to the groomers. Teal comes and meets me to Pixar as a little fly. Well, it's probably not even real. Just a nervous tick of mine.
The delusion.
Yeah, sorry. So anyway, Teal comes with me to pick up Zephr because she is actually happy with me. And anyway, the big moment comes where they let Zephr out. And it was horrific what they did to her, right? Look, yeah, remember? So look, come here. They shaved her entire body perfectly, like really tight, because we're not going to bring it to the groomers for another year, right? So they really like just shaved everything off.
Every hair.
Everything.
She wasn't bald, but she was very short.
It is a little sad for Zephr because she gets a little humiliated when she's no hair. Yeah. It's kind of sad. It takes her a couple of days to be able to look at us in the face.
Talk about withdrawal.
Yeah, she doesn't like it. So anyway, Zephr comes out and the body is perfect, but her head, they left they actually blow dry. They left all the hair and they blow dried her head, so she had this big
just jowls, just like these fluffy 1 foot long, just jowls.
It was disgusting.
So bad.
It was unbelievable. She looked like she was about to go be presented at Crufts or like that movie Best in Show. It was not good. Anyway, so I saw Zephr and I went into a course, which is weird, as you can tell, I'm not exactly shy. However, for whatever reason, there are certain situations when I saw how disgusting Zephyr's head was, right? I mean, I felt really bad for Zephr because I didn't even want to look at her, right? But very superficial dog owner. It's terrible. But anyway, but I just wanted to get out of the store without letting the groomers know I did not like the way they cut our dog's hair. So I'm just trying to pay and get out of there. And I'm saying to myself, Jesus, we will cut our hair ourselves when we get home. But I'm trying to say nothing about how unhappy I am. Teal, you want to tell them what that was like for you?
Oh, I was frantic to get them to take Zephr back and to shear her jowls down to normal cheek length. And so I think I started to say we've got something to the groomers about how I was dissatisfied. And I think you immediately kind of put your hand up and you were just like, shh, no, or something like that. Or it was subtle, but it was strong. Do you remember that?
I do. Well, I could tell that you were ready, Teal was ready, which she does, to let them know, which I appreciate most of the time, look, this is not what we wanted. Right? Will you please take Zephr back in and shave her face off, right? Which I was like, just shush, please don't say anything, right? But I didn't, of course, say it like that. I was just,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
What was that like for you?
I think that the first impact was was embarrassment. I felt like embarrassed, and I felt really, deep down inside, I felt really abandoned. I felt like, what? Like, you care about their feelings and you don't care about my feelings, that I'm pissed off. I can like even feel it coming up right now. Just, yeah, it scared the crap out of me. And I think we left and I was just chewing you out.
Yeah, well, so that makes sense, right? So it totally makes sense that here I am just desperately trying not to get in a situation where I have to tell this person I'm disappointed because, I don't know, I felt like ashamed or like just didn't want to be in a confrontation or like, so I just wanted to disappear. But of course, as I'm trying to disappear, it then appears that I'm just trying, like, totally abandoning Teal. So it totally makes sense that you would have felt abandoned and would have really, really hurt, and you would have felt embarrassed in front of this other person, as if, like, I cared about their feelings more than you, right? But then, when you are pissed at me, right, then, of course, I see Teal is pissed at me, then I feel freaking pissed off, too. Because I hear am I, like, I'm in pain. I'm desperately trying to survive this moment. I'm collapsing here. And you're going to be pissed off with me.
Right.
So I felt abandoned. Too.
Right.
We both felt abandoned.
Right.
So we left.
Yeah.
And I remember when we got outside,
we left and we didn't get anything done to Zephyr's jowls. We left the place. So sorry.
Yeah, no. Yeah, we left the place, and I remember coming outside, and you were really, really upset with me. You were just like, I can't remember. Of course, it's 2 years ago, but I just, you were like, don't shush me again.
Yeah, and what are we gonna? What I think I was just turning all of my anxiety and my abandonment into the frantic energy of what are we gonna do now, huh? We can't go back now. We've left. You know, it was even like, I couldn't even speak about just what happened for me inside, even at that point.
Right.
I was just like, we're screwed. Like, Zephyr's hideous. And I can't believe you didn't stand up for me.
Right.
So I was way kind of reactive in that moment. Super, super scared. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I felt so powerless. I felt so misunderstood. I didn't know how to make it better now. And I could see Teal felt abandoned. And it's just like, oh my God, that's not what I meant to happen. I just didn't know what to do. I just wanted to get out of there. And now you're upset with me and hurt. And I just felt impossible. So I remember we walked up to the place we'd already planned to go eat. And we sat down at the table, pissed, ordered our food, pissed. Which, by the way, I've been in America now so long that pissed I meant in the American way, as in angry, not pissed as in drunk. This is the middle of the afternoon, and San Franciscans don't drink in the middle of the afternoon. So, but anyway, so we're both angry with each other. And then I remember, and I know you, Teal, and this, to your credit, you're really good at this. You reached across the table and took my hand. And you remember what you said to me when you took my hand?
I said, and it was really real for me. I saw your collapse, and I think you shared enough with me at that kind of proceeding, even sitting down at the table. I said, it completely makes sense to me that, that you felt unappreciated, you felt embarrassed, you felt ashamed, you didn't want to speak up to the groomers, and that when I kind of attacked you, how we've left now, you just didn't stand up for me, and now we're screwed with a fluffy jowled dog. How much that hurt for you, how it touched that freeze of, I thought I was doing so good by getting Zephr groomed in the first place. We even went to go pick her up together, and I didn't handle it right in terms of what I thought was right. And so I reached out and I said, it makes sense to me what happened for you.
Yeah. And that really meant a lot to me, right? I mean, it just like, when I felt like there was nothing I could do to make it better, I didn't feel understood, I couldn't imagine I could say anything, for you to just volunteer that, to reach out and take my hand and to say, like, I totally understand why it hurt. Because I also, it totally makes sense to me that you would have felt abandoned anytime I go into a collapse, even if it's justifiable. Of course it's going to make you feel, you're going to feel abandoned, right? Because me being present and seeming like I care about your feelings is the most important thing, right?
Right.
Right. So in that moment of us being able to reach across the table, thanks to you initiating, Teal, right? And take each other's hand and feel like, oh my God, we're connected to each other again. That was terrible. I ended up feeling like I didn't know what to do and I was powerless and I just want to disappear, and you ended up feeling abandoned and it was just terrible. And yet here you gave yourself and you gave me a chance to repair. And I was willing to accept it and give myself and you a chance to repair.
Right.
Now, from that place, this thing that seemed unimaginable a moment ago, just like freaking 10 seconds earlier, what are we going to do? We can't go back. We don't know. What are we going to do? We're going to have to cut the hair ourselves at home. Like, all of a sudden, it was so easy then for me just to say, here, would you call them back up and see if they would just do her face again? Please. And you were like, okay. And Teal was able to then, and willing, right, just to walk Zephr the 2 blocks back to the groomers.
I think you actually came with me.
Did I?
But I was kind of the, all right, here she is, shave.
That's good. I'm surprised I came with you.
Did you think you were like hiding?
Yes, that's the image I have, is me hiding, that I did not want to be seen again.
Oh, we walked back. You stayed with me. Actually, that was part of the repair for me.
Senile. But I'm glad I came with you. That's great. Good.
Yeah.
But thank you. But so here's the moral of the story is, come here. We are whatever level of experts we are at this stuff, and I've got raw spots inside. I collapse sometimes. I want to disappear. Making videos, I can feel like that. Teal, do you have any raw spots inside?
Yes. Yeah, making video. And also just talking about that place is really alive inside of me. Even, I think, as I said, talking about it kind of brings it back up, and about that place that can feel alone and abandoned. And that's why when we kind of walk through the steps of our repair, it actually helps me to heal again. Oh, and then to remember, even that part seems significant right now. You did come back with me.
Great.
And so
awesome.
that's not only kind of
Good
acknowledging, but that's, you stood up and came with me. I was the
awesome.
head honcho. Here she is. Give her the shave.
How could I forget me being so good?
That's why we did this video.
Huh. It's great for me to remember I was actually good once.
Yes.
Hey. So come here. So here's the deal. Don't waste your energy trying to make sure you never fight, because you're going to.
It's going to make you crazy.
The magic of relationship happens, and how quickly you can give yourself and each other a chance to repair.
Yeah. That's big. That's the biggest part.
Go make love.
Rare.
Bye. Bye.